What's up, YouTube? It's me again. How you doing? Eddie Barrios from the Bronx. I saw something interesting. I actually never saw this video of Rashida Strober. It's called "Fake Colorism and Darkism Stories Stolen from Rashida Strober," the first dark-skinned activist in the world ever since 1998. Even though she makes that claim of 1998, she actually didn't get on social media until about 2010. But she says she started all this in 1998. So she's talking to a brother here by the name, screen name of Gun Streets. This is about 8 months ago. But this is crazy. She says, the fake, you know what, let me mute this thing over here. Because this shit's interesting as hell. Because I can't believe the gall of this woman, the shit she says. And she's speaking in the third person. Like, this is her writing it, but listen to her. This is the delusion that she has. Listen, this is what she writes. The fake outrage and storylines over colorism and darkism on TV and the internet, it's sickening. Dark skin, light skin, and brown skin women now pimp their skin tones as a storyline. Miss Rashida, isn't that what you're doing? You're pimping your skin tone. Dark skin women this, and dark skin women that, and the light skin women this. They don't like it. You're doing the same shit. Funny. Anyway. But where did this idea come from? The entire idea of speaking online and elsewhere about colorism was started by Rashida Strober, the world's first dark-skinned activist. But black women bashed and rejected Rashida for calling herself the dark-skinned activist. They said Rashida was crazy, jealous, and unhinged. But now countless black women, whether admitted or not, have used Rashida's work and ideas to promote themselves without giving her an ounce of credit. That's crazy. I need you to listen to this. This is one thing she says here that's fucking just like straight out there. This is a comment from her. Okay, right here. Hold up. It's right here. Hold up. Give me a second, people. I'm sorry. Where is it? Oh, here it is. She said she had a lot of views, but her views went down only because I shut down my channel for a few months due to so much intellectual property theft of my content. Her content is intellectual property theft of her content. I shut down my videos because of the plagiarism, which cost me revenue and views, which is another part of my lawsuit with the plagiarizers because they are directly responsible for this. Ms. Strober. Colorism is not an intellectual property. If it was, you would have been sued about 1,000 times already. The gall of this delusions of grandeur, and she is the most narcissistic. I don't even call her a dark-skinned activist anymore. I don't. She's a colorist. I know smart people know what I'm saying. She's a colorist. She divides. She divides the people in the black community. Colorists didn't do that. She actually said online and before she started it. She started this in 1998. We all know colorism didn't start in 1998. I mean, come on, let's I mean, I've said this time and time again. And Jesus, I could just name Alice Walker is enough. Alice Walker is enough to name. I mean, way before her. 10 years before her claim of 98. But Rashida, nothing is found on you in 1998. It's just you saying it. There's stuff about you in 2010, which is 10 years later, actually more than 10 years, 12 years after your 98 claim. So just because you say it doesn't mean it's so. Like, people with delusions of grandeur, they inflate their fame, they inflate everything. They inflate their history, their fame, they think they're famous. I don't understand how this woman actually believes this. This is crazy that she actually says this so much. And there's no way she could believe it. I don't think Rashida's an idiot. She's smart. So she can't go back on it because she already set the narrative that it was her, even though it wasn't her. But that comment right there, my intellectual property. Colorism has never been an intellectual property. Alice Walker never made it an intellectual property. Miss C.J. Walker has never made it an intellectual property. I don't know if a lot of you people know who Miss C.J. Walker was, but Miss C.J. Walker was actually the first black Madam C.J. Walker, actually her name is. Actually, they just made a movie called Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. People, watch that movie. This is in the early 1900s. Early 1900s. She was the first dark black millionaire. She made millions making hair care products for dark women of color, because back in that time, like what Miss Rashida talks about today, which she created, the light-skinned black girls had the good hair, the long hair, the light skin, because of course they were mixed race with the white slave owners back then. So Madam C.J. Walker would try to emulate that. She tried to use the products that they used to make her skin lighter and make her hair darker, and it didn't work out for her. They basically told her flat out, it doesn't matter if you use what we use, you're never going to look like us. So that changed Madam C.J. Walker's outlook on dark blacks for the rest of her life, because boom, she just shot up from there. She created her own products. Madam C.J. Walker is one of the founders of Alpha Phi Alpha, the black dark female sorority of the 1900s, early 1900s. I know you guys know about that. They went against Alpha Beta Thetas, or whatever they were called. That was the black sorority who wouldn't accept dark skin. They the ones who started using that brown paper bag test. If you're darker than the bag, you can't get in. So Madam C.J. Walker, in this self-made story from the 1900s, everything that Rashida talks about right now and all other dark activists online and before online talk about, one of these stories is Miss Madam C.J. Walker. So watch this movie. It's on Netflix. It's called Self-Made, inspired by the life of Madam C.J. Walker. She spoke against colorism, dark skin, light skin. She spoke about uplifting black people. She created one of the most successful black women products for skin and hair and beauty products for black women. She was one of the founders of Alpha Phi Alpha, the first dark skin black sorority back in the day in the 1900s. And it's just crazy that Rashida calls colorism an intellectual property. It's like that right there is a sign. Like, who the fuck says colorism is an intellectual property? I own colorism. That's my intellectual property. That's what it's about. That's what it's about. I have always said that about her from when I first saw her about 7 years ago. I'm the first since 1998, but Rashida, show us something of you online in 1998 because there is nothing. 2010, we searched. I got 4 other people and we searched. We found you in 2010. No 1998. But that's what you push, which is bullshit. You know it's bullshit. Because to you, colorism ain't shit. Colorism is just an entity. My entity. Money, money, money. Cha-ching. Eddie Barrios.